In 2019, England played a test match against Ireland prior to their Ashes series against Australia, and it's safe to say it went really well for them.
Huge appeal, ungiven. Oh, gone. Oh, there's another big appeal. Is there an inside edge? What a day for the Irish. Oh, bowling. Oh, there's another. And gone.
England, a giant of Test cricket, bowled out for 85 by a team playing just their second Test match. The scenes were crazy, and Ireland were well and truly in for a chance of shocking one of the best teams in the format. A great spell of bowling by Chris Woakes in the final innings saw England win the Test match. However, in a funny sort of way, the result almost felt like a bit of a loss, and England were already on the back foot ahead of the Ashes later that year. Fast forward to this past week, and let's have a look at how the two teams matched up at Lords.
This one out of the middle.
On to the honours board he goes. What?
Oh, shot.
Down the pitch, down the ground. The first Test double hundred for Ollie Pope, and what a way to do it, and what a place to get it.
Let's be real, no one expected that Brendan McCullum would be able to turn around the England team this quickly and effectively. I for one believe the ECB would appoint him as the white ball coach and instead look to target someone like Justin Langer as the Test match coach. However, Rob Key made it abundantly clear that he wanted McCullum to be the coach of the Test team, which has obviously proven a masterstroke. McCullum promised attacking and positive cricket from the England team. I thought that would mean maybe a few extra cover drives than normal, and maybe looking for a few extra ones and twos here and there. But no, McCullum wanted England to literally play a T20 style of cricket in a Test match with no shortage of ramps, switch hits and hacks down the ground to go round. After 18 months of utter dominance, this Test match against Ireland was a chance for England to put out a massive statement ahead of the Ashes that begins later this month. So what do England do? They score 524 runs in 83 overs of cricket, scoring at nearly 7 per over. Those are numbers that if I got in a video game, I would probably think I need to turn up the difficulty. But no, England are doing this in the most challenging arena the game has to offer, and they are doing it in every single Test match they are playing. Yes, let's be honest, Ireland don't exactly have a world-class bowling attack, but still, they aren't exactly amateurs. Going back to 2019, England scored their 85 runs in the first innings in 23.4 overs. After 23 overs in this Test match, England had 1 for 145. So has Ireland's Test bowling got significantly worse, or are England just playing on a completely different level now? I'd be more inclined to think the latter. What is most crazy about BAZBALL is the improvement some players have seen under McCullum. I recall watching Ollie Pope's Test career unfolding in the early stages and thinking that there is a Test match quality cricketer in there somewhere, but it's really just not showing. And on the final day of play in the last Ashes series, I watched Pope scrap together 5 terrible runs just to be bowled around his legs by Pat Cummins. That's when I thought maybe he, like many others in the England setup, just wasn't good enough to play Test cricket. Ollie Pope averaged 28.6 and had just 1 Test century to his name before McCullum was coach. McCullum stuck with him and put him up to bat at number 3, which he had never done at Test level. Many, including myself, thought it was a train crash happening in slow motion and that it would be an undeniable disaster. But that's the person McCullum is. He likes risks. And now, Ollie Pope averages 35.27 and has added another 3 centuries, and against the Irish scored a flawless 205 runs off 208 balls, which is the 7th fastest double century in cricket history. All it took was a coach who could unlock a positive mindset out of a player was all that's missing. He is not the only one who has flourished under McCullum. Ben Duckett was on the outer of the England team for a long time. He played 4 Test matches in 2016, scoring a whopping 110 runs with a high score of 56. When the name Ben Duckett was said previously, the only thing for me that came to mind was the time he poured a beer over James Anderson's head. But since joining the BAZBALL version of England during the tour of Pakistan, he has been incredible and is now a key member of the team. I still had doubts about how he would play in England, and well, he put those to bed for now after his performance against Ireland. What has been lost during the media in this era for England cricket is how well they have bowled as well. England have taken 20 wickets in every single test match since McCullum took over. Even prior to BAZBALL, when England relied so heavily on their bowlers, they were struggling at times to bowl teams out. A lot of that comes down to the captaincy of Ben Stokes. Joe Root was a good captain for England, but at times it seemed he lacked the creativity or the willingness to go in for the kill like Stokes has. In Pakistan, on probably the 3 flattest wickets in world cricket, England managed to get all 60 wickets. In comparison, in Australia's corresponding series, Pat Cummins' men could only muster 41 despite winning the series. England's newfound depth of bowlers has also helped the case, as they no longer rely on Broad and Anderson in overcast conditions as they have prior. Ollie Robinson, Matthew Potts, Mark Wood have all seen improvement under Stokes, with players such as Chris Wokes and Josh Tongue both waiting in line behind them. Jack Leach has even improved massively with Stokes. Leach was quite frankly bullied by oppositions prior to Stokes, but is now a key member in the side. McCullum is to thank for all of this. He has flicked a switch in the England dressing room that no one knew was there, and heading into the Ashes, there appears to be minimal chinks in England's armour. But there are some there. There were some minor things I noticed in the Ireland test that sort of mirror some of the views I have had leading into the upcoming Ashes series. The main thing is England's apparent request for flat pitches, as opposed to the green seamers usually seen around the country.
We've been very clear with, especially the ground staff around England, about what type of wickets we want, and they've been, very responsive to us, which has been good. We want fast, flat wickets, which, something that we want.
After England's success on these types of wickets in the UK last year, as well as in Pakistan, Stokes, as well as the England management, must perceive that the flatter wickets will help their attacking playstyle. Now, if you watched my reviews of the India series, you'll know I am strongly against captains and team staff having an impact on the nature of cricket pitches. However, I don't know if having these flat wickets is truly the advantage Stokes thinks it is. Yes, it will somewhat nullify the Aussie fast bowling brigade of Stark, Cummins, Hazelwood and Boland, but what about the England bowlers? On the flat Lord's wicket, Ireland's batting didn't make it easy for England in the second innings, with Harry Tector and Lorcan Tucker making handy contributions. However, it was Andy McBride and Mark Adair's partnership batting at 8 and 9 respectively that should cause some concern for England fans. England's bowlers did struggle during that 163 run stand, and these guys aren't even Ireland's main batsmen. What happens if Labuschagne, Khawaja, Smith or even Head and Green get in on those type of wickets and go big? That's what makes this Ashes series so fascinating. No matter which way the pitches play, both teams will be in the game for every single minute of every single match, and I can't wait to watch it. Australia is the big test for BAZBALL, as they have the most complete bowling attack of any team they have faced thus far, but it also has worked against every single team England has faced so far, so all signs seem to be leading towards it working again. England have made the first big statement ahead of the series. Now it's time to see what Australia can do against India at the Oval later this week.